In the spring of 1917, General Robert Nivelle, appointed as the French army's supreme commander, unveiled an ambitious plan to break the stalemate on the Western Front. Nivelle's spring offensive, also known as the Nivelle Offensive, aimed to deliver a decisive blow to the Central Powers and bring an end to the seemingly endless trench warfare of World War I. This video delves into the motivations, execution, and consequences of Nivelle's bold but ultimately ill-fated campaign. 1. Background and motivations. By 1917, the war had reached a deadlock, with neither side gaining significant ground. Nivelle, a charismatic and confident military leader, believed he had a strategy to break through the German lines and achieve a breakthrough victory. His plan centered on a massive artillery barrage followed by a swift infantry assault. 2. The plan. Nivelle's plan was to concentrate a tremendous artillery bombardment on a relatively narrow front, creating a breach in the German lines. This breach would then be exploited by elite French infantry, leading to a breakthrough and the recapture of key strategic positions. 3. The aims and expectations. The overarching goal of Nivelle's spring offensive was to not only break the German lines, but also to demoralize the enemy to the point of forcing a general withdrawal. Nivelle's confidence was contagious, and there was a prevailing belief that this offensive could be the turning point of the war in favor of the Allies. 4. The offensive begins. Launched on April 16, 1917. The offensive initially saw some successes. French forces managed to break through the heavily fortified Hindenburg Line in certain sectors, capturing territory, and achieving the desired breakthrough in the Chemin des Dames region. 5. Setbacks and stalemate. However, as the offensive progressed, logistical and communication challenges arose. The promised breakthrough did not materialize on the scale envisioned by Nivelle. The French advance slowed, and the operation devolved into a costly series of attritional battles. The Germans, though initially shocked, regrouped and fortified their defenses. 6. Mutinies and fallout. The failure of the offensive had profound consequences for the French army. Dissatisfaction and disillusionment spread among the troops. Faced with the grim reality of trench warfare and the unmet expectations of a decisive victory, French soldiers began to mutiny. These mutinies, while not uniformly widespread, signaled a significant breakdown in morale and discipline. 7. Nivelle's replacement and legacy. In the wake of the spring offensive's failure and the ensuing unrest, Nivelle was relieved of his command in May 1917. General Philippe Pétain, who later became a prominent figure in French military history, took over. The legacy of Nivelle's ambitious offensive was one of dashed hopes, internal strife, and a further entrenchment of the Western Front. 8. Impact on the war. Nivelle's spring offensive did not achieve its lofty goals. Instead, it intensified the hardships faced by soldiers and deepened the disillusionment that was already brewing in the trenches. While the mutinies were eventually suppressed, the offensive marked a crucial phase in the war, influencing subsequent military strategies and the overall course of World War I. Nivelle's spring offensive, though conceived with grand ambitions, proved to be a costly and flawed endeavor. The failure of the offensive, coupled with the internal unrest it triggered, had profound implications for the French military and the wider war effort. Nivelle's bold gamble underscored the challenges of breaking the deadlock on the Western Front and highlighted the enduring hardships faced by soldiers in the trenches of World War I.